I'm going to be showing you how to do all the puzzles and trials in Naboo's THEED within LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga's Galaxy Freeplay. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off here at the bottom of the map with the first puzzle, which is called Hanging in the Hangar. So all you need for this one is a hero character or an astromech character. Grapple up on these grapple points and that'll allow you to reach the first Kyber Brick for THEED. So next up is the one trial of THEED, which is called Hangar Bout. It's going to be in the hangar here where this NPC character is, so go ahead and talk to him, and you will have to equip the Palace Guard uniform, and this can be found right around where that NPC character was. Just shoot down the little places that have all the clothes on, and equip the pants and the shirt, and then the hat will be right next to where the guard NPC character is. So go ahead and put on the hat, and once you put on all three pieces, you can then talk to him and actually start the trial properly here. And once you talk to him, you have to basically get 2,500 points as you're shooting these different droid targets. Now, I did not find this to be too challenging. I was able to do it on the first try. Even if you miss a few droids, you should be fine. But just shoot everything in sight as fast as possible, and you should reach a 2,500 for the gold, which will give you the reward for this challenge, which is going to be Darth Maul's ship here. And once you get that, you will be done with the trial and ready for the next Kyber Brick. So next up, we're going to head just outside of the hangar here, and this one's going to require you to switch to a scavenger character and use their net launcher ability to shoot a couple nets up the wall, but now you need to reach those nets. And to do that, you have to switch to a force-using character and move 3 nearby blocks to give you some leverage to reach up to those nets. Now, if you don't have the net launcher ability on your scavenger character, that's because you haven't played through the story of episode 6 or 7 yet. Play through either of those and you will unlock those abilities. But anyway, jump up there, reach the net, climb all the way up, and you will get the Kyber Brick for the Naboo puzzle. Next up, we're going to head over here to the right side of the map, north from there, and there's going to be yet another set of grapple points, so switch to a character that can go up these. And then up here, there's going to be some bombs, or you can also switch to a villain character to throw some detonators up onto those silver Lego objects. So then cross over here, grapple up to the grapple point with a hero character, then you'll be able to reach up into this tower for the Kyber Brick for silver-topped tower. So next up, we're going to head just to the left of there, and there's going to be a villain panel here on the ground, so this one's pretty simple. Switch to a villain character to hack the panel, and then get inside. That'll open up the door. Then there's going to be another door that you have to go through with some steps on it, and then over here, you'll be able to reach the balcony that has the Kyber Brick for the Welcome to THEED puzzle. So next up, we're going to head over to this left side location here on the map, and this one's a little bit tricky. This one's called Planter Pattern Problem, and basically you have to put the plants in the right spot against 3 different walls here. So just follow exactly what I do and you'll be good to go, but you should just be able to look at the pattern of the other ones to kind of figure out where the correct one is. So yeah, that's one wall. If you do a wall correctly, you'll get a whole bunch of studs for completing it, so that way you know you actually did it right. So up here, you're going to want to put the yellow square up top on this back wall, and then we're going to pick up the blue triangle, put it over here on the left middle side, and then we're going to pick up, what's the next one here, a green X, put that here on the right side middle. And you can see there we got studs for it, signifying that we did it correctly. Then we have one more wall here, and we're just going to put everything in the correct spot. And you can look at the other, positions of the other plants on that same wall to kind of figure out where each thing needs to go. You can do a little bit of trial and error, but once you do all 3 walls, putting them all in the correct spot, you will unlock the Kyber Brick for Planter Pattern Problem. So next up, we're going to do the puzzle called Thwinging in THEED, and this one's just going to be to the right of where we just were, and there's going to be a whole bunch of blocks you have to use the Force on with a Jedi or Sith character, anybody who can use the Force. That'll give you some leverage up to this vine, climb up the vine. Now, there may be multiple ways to do this. This is just the way I did it. Come up to the green roof here, then switch to a scavenger character and use their jetpack ability. Once again, you'll have to play through episode 6 or 7 to have that ability unlocked. Just glide over to the Kyber Brick. And again, there could be multiple ways to do that, but that's just kind of how I did it. So next up, we're going to do this puzzle called Zip to the Brick. And this is where we were before, where we had to throw the bomb at the silver Lego object and go up into the tower. This time we're going to take the right side path, and we're going to climb up the wall here, again using our scavenger character's jetpack ability to reach that wall. Then zip line down, there's going to be one zip line and then a second zip line, and there is the Kyber Brick for Zip to the Brick. So next up, we're going to do stack and grapple here on the top of this first sort of island in THEED. And once again, we're going to switch to a force using character to move the blocks in the correct spot, and it kind of shows you on the ground where to put the blocks, so it's pretty simple. So stack a few of those on top of each other, then switch to a character that can use a grapple to grapple up to the side of this tower. And there is the Kyber Brick here on this balcony for stack and grapple. So next up, we're going to do Downtown Dividend here on the bridge on the left side of the map. And at first, you won't see where it is, but then if you look underneath the bridge here, there's going to be a grapple point, so switch to a hero or astromech character, and you'll be able to reach the Kyber Brick for Downtown Dividend. Next up, we're going to go here in the river, and we're going to need to use a force using character. And we're just going to have to use the force on these red pads that are going to kind of allow you to go in the water, because you cannot swim in this game for whatever reason. But there is the first couple red pads there, and we're just going to position them in such a way that we can reach over to this Kyber Brick. And you're going to need to move them around a little bit, and we couldn't quite reach it there, and there we go. So that one's called Brick Over Troubled Waters. Next up, we're going to do Leap of Faith. This one's going to kind of require you to get on top of a building here, so we're going to switch to a grapple character to get up onto these grapple points. And here is another set of grapple points here, so once again we're just going to grapple up, and we're going to go around here. On the back side is a ladder, and make sure you don't jump on the ladder, because if you do that you'll go all the way to the bottom, unfortunately. Once you get to the roof, there is the Kyber Brick for Leap of Faith. Next up, we're going to do Sneaky Switches. This one is a little bit sneaky, I will say. So there's going to be a ladder leading up to the rooftop of this building. We're just going to climb up it like normal. And once you reach the top, you're going to notice that the Kyber Brick is behind a wall. And you're like, how do I get inside there? Well, if you fall down on the back side, the opposite side of the building of where the ladder was, there's going to be a switch. Pull that switch, and that's going to open up that wall. Then you can just switch to your other co-op partner to instantly get back up there and collect the Kyber Brick for Sneaky Switches. Okay, so next up we're going to do the puzzle called Bounce Up the Belfry, and this one's going to be sort of on the left side of that second island in THEED. All you have to do is kind of trampoline on these curtains here, or whatever you want to call those, and you'll be able to reach the Kyber Brick for Bounce Up the Belfry, so pretty simple there. We're going to go just north of there next to the next Kyber Brick. This one, it has a whole bunch of switches, and you're going to need to use the Force with a Jedi or Sith character and move these kind of cylinders over onto each of the switches to hold them down for you, because they all need to be held down all at once. And once you get 4 of those, step on the other one and have your co-op partner step on the last one. That'll open it up. You'll see a mini kit here, actually, which is kind of interesting. A mini kit in the open world. But then it will be revealed to be a Kyber Brick, and you'll be able to get the Kyber Brick for Pressure Pad-a-palooza. So next up, we're going to do a puzzle called Archway Triumph. So it's going to lead you over here, and switch again to a scavenger character and use their net launcher to put some nets on the wall, climb up, and then use an acrobatic character like a scavenger character to go along these pegs along the wall, these flagpoles, and you'll reach the Kyber Brick for Archway Triumph. So next up, we have Swinging Steeple as the next puzzle we're going to do here. And it's going to lead you right here, and you might be kind of confused how you're supposed to get up there, but if you go over here, there's going to be a zip line. There it is on the map compared to where the Kyber Brick is. And then you can just climb up this zip line here. I guess it's not really a zip line, it's like a vine. And then there's going to be a zip line, a proper zip line over here, and then another vine. Climb up, and there's going to be some, pegs on the wall that you can climb on. So just kind of jump over to them like I did there, or you can try swinging, and you'll reach the top of this tower for the Kyber Brick for Swinging Steeple. So next up, we're going to do the puzzle called A Fine Balance. So the challenge is going to lead you over here. Switch to a grapple character like a hero or astromech to grapple over here. And there on the balancing board, there is the Kyber Brick for A Fine Balance. Alright, next up, a thief in THEED is a thief indeed. What a name for a Kyber Brick. So talk to this character. He's called the Kyber Swiper. And after you talk to him, he's going to start to run away from you. And this can actually take some time. If you lose him, you can always find him on your minimap. He'll be a red dot. But just keep shooting him with a character that has a blaster. And eventually you'll take down all of his health, and he will give you the Kyber Brick for a thief in THEED is a thief indeed. So next up, we're going to do the Kyber Brick for Rotunda Reward. It's going to be on the top left side of the map here. And so I do this completely incorrectly, because I noticed afterwards there's a proper place where you're supposed to put all of these blocks, but the way I do it here works perfectly fine as well. But all you have to do is switch to a force using character and use the force on, I think, 5 different of these blocks and stack them all up, because the Kyber Brick's kind of inside here, inside this building. sort of high up where you can't reach it, so just stack a whole bunch of blocks. I'm putting them like inside the building here, but you're supposed to kind of put them on the outside, but you know, either way works. You can even shows you there where you're supposed to put them, but for some reason I completely missed that. And there we go, we were able to reach the Kyber Brick for Rotunda Reward. So next up, we're going to do Hidden Walkway here, sort of on the top side of the map. There's going to be a door that's locked, and all you have to do is go around here, follow the power line. There's going to be an astromech panel here, so switch to R2-D2 or somebody like that to hack that. That should then open the door for you, get inside here, and we're not done yet because there's going to be a couple blocks we have to move in the correct position. So there's going to be 2 pictures on the wall of Queen Amidala. You're going to want to destroy those with the Force or with a blaster or whatever. And there's going to be 2 switches above those 2 paintings that you destroyed, and to reach those 2 switches you just have to move these blocks in the correct spot, and you'll be able to jump up, and you have to hold them both down at the same time, so have your co-op partner hold down the other one. That will open up this secret passageway, allowing you to finally reach this Kyber Brick here on top of this rooftop for Hidden Walkway. So the next puzzle is called Piercing Pillars here. This one's a little bit tricky. You have to kind of look closely on this one on the top right side of THEED. So there's going to be a Kyber Brick in a cage. Now how do you get this one? Well, you have to pull a switch here on the back side of this building. Use the Force to pull the switch behind the pillars. That's going to open up the Kyber Brick, allowing you to get the puzzle for Piercing Pillars. So next up, we're going to do Statues in a State. So this one's a little bit lengthy here. So you're going to want to talk to this character here. He's going to talk about the statues that are missing, and it's going to give you sort of an area to look in. So right here on the map, just kind of behind where the character that you just talked to was, is going to be where the first statue is. So just destroy some debris there, and that's going to give you a buildable for the statue. Next up, we're going to go kind of on the north side of the search zone. There's going to be a grapple hook point here, so switch to a character that can use that. And you're going to want to jump inside the roof of this building to get inside. And then there's going to be a switch on the inside to open the door from the inside. That's going to open it up. And that's going to basically push the statue pieces outside, so walk outside, and there is going to be a buildable statue piece there. Build that and put it in the right spot. And now there is one more missing piece we need to find. This one's going to be sort of in the middle, bottom left of the search zone. There's going to be a gold Lego object here, so destroy that with a bounty hunter character. And that's going to give you another buildable statue piece. Actually, I don't think it's buildable. It's just all you have to do is use the Force on it to move it over to the right spot. And that's all 3 statue pieces. Go back over and talk to the NPC character, and he will give you a Kyber Brick for fixing those statues. And there it is. Boom. And completing this puzzle is actually going to unlock the next puzzle with this statue called Statue Spin. So all you have to do is talk to this character again. He's going to tell you how the statues have all been spun in the wrong direction. So basically follow exactly what I do here. Push the switch right next to him 1 time here. And then we're going to move over to the one to the right of that one, and we're going to push this switch. And as long as you do it, you know, in this exact order, you'll be able to solve this puzzle not too bad. And there is the second time, so we're going to push the first one next to him once, and then we're going to, the one next to that, we're going to push twice, then we're going to walk over here to the opposite side, and I believe you push this one twice if I remember correctly. There we go, and then we're going to go back over to the other side, to the one to the right of him, and I think we're just going to push that switch a couple more times, and once you do that, that should solve the puzzle here. And there we go. Come on, push it one more time, and there we go. Okay, that solved it. And then you'll notice all the statues are now perfectly aligned, and right away he throws you another Kyber Brick for Statue Spin. Definitely one of the more tricky ones. So next up, we're going to do the puzzle for Pillar Push. So all you have to do is walk into the building next to where we just did that statue puzzle, and you have to use the Force with a Jedi character to move a bunch of these pillars in the correct spot. There's not really an exact correct spot, it's just whatever way you can pull this off. So I kind of moved them as you can see here, and you're going to want to grapple up with a grapple character like a hero, and you have to pull 4 different switches within, I think, like a 30-second time frame, and just position the pillars in such a way where you can reach all 4 switches within that time frame. And once you do that, you'll open up the door inside the building here, and you will get the Kyber Brick for Pillar Push. So next up on the left side, this kind of on the opposite end of where we just were in that building, we're going to do the puzzle for High Voltage Villa. So this one's going to require you to find 2 of those like power or battery bricks, whatever you want to call them. So on the right side of where the Kyber Brick is, there's going to be a spot where you can stack 3 different blocks. So you can stack them up so you can reach this vine, climb up the vine, and this is going to be where the first battery is. So we're going to put that one into place. Then for the next one, it's much easier. All you have to do is walk behind the building and find this battery, and we'll put that one into place. And once you put both batteries into place, that will unlock the Kyber Brick for the High Voltage Villa puzzle. Alright, the next puzzle is going to be called AAT It Again. And so you're going to want to talk to this character. He's going to talk about how this AAT is, not functioning properly. Destroy the nearby blocks to use the force. It's going to give you a buildable, thing to repair the AAT. And once you repair it, get inside, and there's going to be a whole bunch of droids that start attacking you. Take them all out with the AAT tank. Once you do that, the NPC character will thank you and everything like that. And then he will give you the Kyber Brick. You can see he just threw it out there. And once he stops talking to you, you'll be able to jump out and collect the Kyber Brick for AAT It Again. So next up, we're going to do Statue Sabotage. This is kind of on the north side of the map here. And there's going to be 6 different silver Lego object statues that you have to destroy. And they're all labeled in blue on the map, so this one's pretty simple to find. So switch to a villain character that has a grenade that can blow up silver Lego objects. So there was the first 5. We're going to walk over here. And there's the 5th one, and here is the 6th one here. So once you blow all those up, you should instantly get the Kyber Brick for Statue Sabotage. So next up, we're going to do Toydarian Trade, which is going to be this vehicle logo here on the right side of the map. And you're going to want to talk to this Toydarian, and he's going to say, like, don't bother me or whatever. So there's going to be a nearby NPC character over here. So switch to a Jedi that can use a Jedi mind trick on him. Walk him over here to the Toydarian alien. And then once you get over here, use the force on him once again to have him do a distraction, aka a dance. And once he starts dancing in front of the Toydarian, talk to him, and he will give you the ship that you get for this puzzle. So this is the only puzzle within here that gives you a ship instead of a Kyber Brick. So there we go. Okay, so we're almost done. Next up, we're going to do the puzzle called Locked Out. This one's going to be sort of in the middle of THEED. There's going to be a character here that's locked out of his house, and there's going to be a protocol droid panel that you need a password for. Now, this one's a little bit annoying because you have to go all the way over to Coruscant in the Uskru district to reach this area. You can see here on the map in the Uskru district where I'm at. There's going to be a yellow door in front. You can see this is what the building looks like. It's got like a yellow and red sign. So over here, there's going to be another protocol droid panel, and this protocol droid panel is going to give you the password for that door all the way over in THEED. So yeah, it's a bit crazy how you have to go all the way over to a different planet. So then fly all the way back to THEED and go up to this guy's house again, input that password that you just got from the Uskru district within Coruscant. That should accept the password, and you'll be able to get inside, and there inside is the Kyber Brick for Locked Out. And the last puzzle we're going to do is called Bug Brain Blender here on the left side of the map. Now, we did this one last because it doesn't actually unlock until you do another side mission on Geonosis, so just make sure you do that one first. So this puzzle is going to have 3 different switches you have to push. All you have to do is look at the top of the building and then go straight towards the switch that corresponds to each one, and that's going to tell you kind of which light needs to be lit up blue. So once you put all 3 switches in the correct spot, you will then unlock the final puzzle of this area called Bug Brain Blender. So that's going to be all the puzzles within THEED of LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga's Naboo. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.